Well, Donald Trump seems to have been taken very, very seriously across multiple things, and which is what led to a big impact in global markets. So welcome to the trade setup with me, Niraj Shah. Let's take stock of what happened to the global markets first. The stock futures have risen slightly after Nasdaq clocking in the worst day since 2022. That's the extent of the fall that happened. And why did it happen? Because global chip stocks from Nvidia to ASML fell because of the Trump comments. I mean, Trump essentially saying Taiwan might have to pay US something. I mean, a lot of stock out there. I can't go on with it, but I urge you to Google that, because there is some massive reactions to Donald Trump's comments that have started to come in already. Is he being baked in? I mean, I'm not telling you something new, but is he being baked in as the president-elect already, and are his comments therefore taken so seriously? Well, you expect volatile times with Donald Trump at the helm, for sure. Okay, what else? Asian markets have tumbled as the chip stocks have dropped. Oil prices have risen on bigger than expected drop in the US crude stocks as well. So the global picture is not looking all that hunky-dory. Let me show you in numbers. The US markets, the Nasdaq had a 3% gash. The Dow was in the green. Dow futures are in the green, marginally about 0.25%, but you never know what will happen to world markets per se, because Asia is in the red. If you look at the Asian screen, it is punctuated with red. China and Japan, notwithstanding, the other markets too are looking skittish. Now, we had a bit of a defensive bent on our markets in Tuesday's session. Will we have a flattish start? Margin in the green remains to be seen, because remember, the index closed above 24,600 for the first time ever. So in some sense, a record close, but at a very defensive bent. What did do well? FMCG, insurance, and IT. And they masked Reliance's fall in some sense. And if you look at the last maybe few days, there's a bit of a narrow structure in which the markets are functioning in. So therefore, will the markets break out of this? Anybody's guess. IT is important, because remember, while between TCS and HCL Tech, we had a bit of a mixed bag. LTI commentary is very strong, and I think Infosys commentary today could well also determine what IT does in the near term. If Infosys corroborates what LTI is also said, then IT could well help mask the bit of a weakness that we're seeing within banking per se, or within even Reliance per se. So I think it's important for IT to do well, and it's important for Infosys commentary to do well to propel IT. So let's wait and watch if that were to happen or not. Lots of stocks in focus today, guys, so I'll jump to that. The first one is Asian Paints. We'll have a bit of a downtick, I would presume. The revenues were down 2% at 8,969. The Bloomberg estimate was 9,318 crores. Margins at 18.9 versus 23. The Bloomberg estimate was 21.1. PAT down 24.6% at 1,187. The Bloomberg estimate was 1,412 crores. Now, the point is, remember that ahead of the numbers for 3 days on a trot, there was significant short build-up seen in Asian Paints for the last 3 days. The OI viewers was up 27% and is at a one-year high of $580 million. That's the extent of short position already existing in Asian Paints. So those shorts are going to laugh all their way to the bank. A significant call addition seen at 3,000 strikes as well. In fact, the call addition was about 800 lots at the 3,000 strikes. So all of those will certainly see some benefits. There was multiple reasons for Asian Paints weak numbers, like election season, not too many wedding dates, all of that. And that's why I think brokerages have come out and largely sounded not too constructive. So CLSA has lowered the target price from 2,337 to 2,290. They say that there is they've lowered the EPS estimates, the CLSA EPS estimate by 3% for Asian Paints. Let's move on with the graphics. They expect heightened competitive intensity to keep sales and margins in check, and they are saying that the price transmission will depend on competitive activity, and already Asian Paints actions show that there is competition that is impacting them. So very likely the Asian Paints will start off lower again today. If we can just pull up the last 7-day chart of Asian Paints, because we've seen shorting activity in Asian Paints, not as much of a pricing activity, if you will. So keep that in mind. It will start off weak, but some bit of covering could come in. The shorts which are already in the system could come out and cover, because remember the commentary from Asian Paints around Q2 has not been too bad. So that will weigh in on the minds of the traders. So that's to be kept in mind. Then, okay, we can't pull up the chart, that's okay. But okay, we can. The 1 week chart, like I said, a lot of shorting activity, not as much pricing activity. So that's to be borne in mind. The targets from brokerages are way lower. LTIMindtree actually came out with a decent set of numbers. Revenues were up 9143 crores, ahead of Bloomberg estimate. Margin and PAT was in line or maybe marginally lower. But the real trick in LTIMindtree is the commentary. Let's pull up the LTIMindtree commentary that they came out with. They're saying that they see acceleration in budget spending from key clients for top priority transformation programs. They are seeing increased investments in AI, again, from top clients across verticals. And they say this may lead to sustained growth momentum in Q2 and beyond. Sorry, this cell is a bit of a misnomer. So Q2 and beyond. So that's to be kept in mind as well. Watch out for LTIMindtree. Then Hindustan Zinc, NCLT is approved for capital reorganization for Hindustan Zinc. Now, I don't want to make this complicated for you. What does this mean? This essentially means that a general reserve at 10,400 crores or thereabouts can be converted into retained earnings, as a result of which there is a large dividend possibility that could come in for Hindustan Zinc. They will now have the number to give out dividend, additional dividend of maybe about 25 rupees per share. I think the street will take this into account. The stock could well react positively today. Watch out for this one. KEC International, the company's received new orders worth 1100 crores, may react positively. Triveni Engineering has started commercial operations of its IMFF business, may react positively. Vascon Engineering already had a run-up in Tuesday's session. Now we know why. It sold a subsidiary for 157 crores. The market cap is 1800 crores, about a 10% of the market cap or 9% of market cap. So already seen a bit of a reaction. May not see further reaction, to be honest. So wait and watch. Then I just want to highlight L&T Finance. I haven't mentioned it, but that's the other stock that could actually do well. So keep in mind. Then Nomura came out with a note on Bajaj Auto after their con call. They have a buy rating. They're maintained as a top two-wheeler pick. The target price has been raised to 10,926 from 10,207. And they are saying multiple reasons, including launches, including the fact that the commentaries look strong. Q1 margins are in line, but are above consensus estimates. So all those reasons might lead to Bajaj Auto do well. And Motilal Oswal has a call on Zen Technologies, initiated with a buy rating, a target price of 1775, which is a 31% upside. They're saying it will grow faster than industry with strong margins. So watch out for Zen Tech in the session today. Lastly, we'll discuss all of this on Talking Point today with a very special guest, Sumit Jain, Deputy CIO of Ask Investment Managers at 10 a.m. You might want to talk about join in, because we will talk to him amongst other things about whether the tech revival can last or no. Thanks so much for tuning into the Trade Setup.